Hi, welcome to Healing Humanity. My name is Dina, and I want to talk to you today about some truths being ugly. So, remember, if you saw my podcast a couple days ago, I told you some people didn't like my truth because it wasn't pretty enough for them. And it's been like that for a very long time. But here's the thing, I found this quote, and it kind of goes along with exactly what I want to talk to you about. This is by Norman Vincent Peale, and he's a writer and a minister from 1898 to 1993. He wrote, "A positive thinker does not refuse to recognize the negative. He refuses to dwell in it. Positive thinking is a form of thought which habitually looks for the best results from the worst conditions." I thought, well, doesn't that speak volumes right now? So, come to find out, there are many different investment groups, right? Looking for and trying to help people who wanted to start a business, which is how some of this path began. Trying to start a business, trying to, find rental properties, find properties for other people, to do something different in my life, or something in extra, right? Stay with what I was doing, but do something extra. Yeah, and come to find out, the investment group that I was apparently put into, I won't name it because I'm not quite certain that it's the investment group's fault. But I will say that part of the contract that was written for me, it is stated that the people that want to invest in me cannot help me, which means family, good friends, acquaintances, people I meet, people of power, people in the church, people around me. How did that happen? Well, apparently whoever wrote this contract, I'm told that it was a family member, an old family member, one that we haven't spoken in a really, really long time. So I'm not quite certain how that person could put me into some sort of contract and how that's allowed. But apparently it was allowed. And within the terms of that contract, it was stated very specifically that no one could help me if they wanted to invest in me. Not only could they not help me, but they couldn't speak to me either. Now, I've known this for quite some time, which is why I'm allowed the peace that I have, because I do know that people are wanting to help, but your hands are tied in some ways. So that's the worst condition, right? How could it get any worse than that? You see, the person that put this contract on, although a family member, but like I said, had not spoken to this person in a very, very, very long time, decided it was important that I don't succeed. But I just want you to know that no matter what, I'm still out here trying. So if you feel like you've wasted time, or if you feel like you're frustrated, know that I am as well. But it doesn't mean that good things won't come of all of this, because I also know that God has my back, and He has yours too. So if you have felt so angry and so uncertain as to why things are the way that they are, know that it came from a family member of mine, from a very, very long time ago. And it was decided when this contract was put into place recently, within the last 10 years, that they still did not want to see me succeed, and sabotaged the contract in a way that would not allow me to be successful. And then on top of that, all of the things that I was working on and things that I was doing and putting my attention to, there has been some sabotage to them, groups that have sabotaged them. And I know that that sounds so wonky. Like, what are you talking about? How could that possibly be? Well, it is. Um, and it's very frustrating. It's frustrating for me. It's awful for me to think that people believe in me and then are so mad because they feel like nothing's happening. Um, and that alone saddens me. But I want you to know that it's not over, and it will not be over until something works. Uh, and that's God's plan. That's not even me. That's God. And I know probably you may or may not believe, right? You might have your own thoughts on what I'm sharing with you, and if you are angry, I'm sorry. But there's really nothing that I can do at this point. I'm trying, been trying to make something happen, something work, but I'm not going to. At this stage, I am not going to try to start something. I'm not allowed to start a business because it will be sabotaged. Um, and I don't know how things are going to go. I don't know what is going to happen, but I do know that this is not for nothing. I guarantee you, this is not for nothing. And no matter what happens in the future, just know that I think mostly I know who the supporters are, and I know that you're frustrated, and I know that you don't understand fully everything. But hopefully, this will help to open your eyes that this situation is just one of those worst scenarios, and I'm sorry you got involved in it. But I'm even more sorry that the person that put that into the contract still thinks that that's what's supposed to happen and that that's a good idea. I don't know. I don't know how to describe it, you know, but I do know that I've been listening to God. I do know that I am trusting in His guidance and His direction, and I know that He's not going to let us all down. And so I want you to keep the faith. I don't want you to get too frustrated. I don't want you to lose that positive attitude that I know is within you. Keep thinking positive. Keep praying, because God's not going to not. God doesn't let us down. He's not going to let us all down. Um, so just know that these things, I don't know why they happened the way that they did. I can't even imagine. But they did, and there's always a reason. And I have to believe that in the end, it's all going to come to light. That for whatever reason that it had to be this way, that that it will all come to light, and we will all understand and know that this was all for God's glory and for His benefit, and not specifically mine, and not specifically yours either. It's for the group. It's for the collective. It's for people to see that when you trust and when you believe and you know that there's something higher and bigger than you that's guiding you, that it you cannot lose. You cannot fail. So just know that your trust is not misplaced. It's not, you've not made a mistake. You have not. And nor have I, because there has been times where I thought I have. But I think honestly, just continuing to trust and knowing that God wants all of us to succeed. God wants people to believe in His goodness and His grace and His ability to turn things around. He doesn't want people to live in lack or in poverty or hurting or being negative. He wants all of us to be loving and kind and to walk in the fruits of the Spirit. So, like I said, I don't know how things are going to happen. I'm just going to continue to do what I've been guided to do, and just know that I see you. I feel frustrated, but I trust, and I'm asking you to still trust too. Just know that God's got our back. So until next time, my friends, keep trusting and keep healing.